The Cleveland offense ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Watson, off play action. Rolling to his right. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
On 1st and 10, Watson. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. 2nd down at 4. Here's Watson. Open man, completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Another try after the first down sack. Watson, he's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a night.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Ravens are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a 1st down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Another run here with Dobbins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 35. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Show that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A give up the... And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But it looked like a Raven was able to get in there, and they will indeed keep the possession. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get picked up by his team, fumbled, recovered. They still have an opportunity deep in the red zone.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Calvin Ridley from 6 yards away. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Browns drive about to get started.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. Touchdown! Calvin Ridley. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Ravens are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. To try again after the sack. Jackson. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Browns will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the interception, here's Watson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jalen Armour-Davis. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, Might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break, instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it is 28-0. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And we'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From the end zone, it's Freddie Swain. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, if they score here, this one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They go play action now. Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 23 yards, the final tally.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Yeah.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson, rolling to his left. And his throw here's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now Dobbins again on second down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Play action. It's Jackson. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Dobbins. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm with you, a little bit surprising. They wanted people getting to the ball as fast.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Ravens take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes this 35-0 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Faking the give. Now Watson steps away. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Watson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Williams getting the sack from the secondary.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, But this defense is...
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Odafe Oweh showing off the pass rush skills.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on fourth down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he stopped immediately there. Greg Newsome up to make the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situation.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. The Ravens send their punter out now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they take a knee. And they'll indeed take a knee. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And they will take a knee here.